Welcome to Mile First, the podcast with certified master hypnotist, health, life, and breathwork coach, published author, Reiki master, and sound healing practitioner Linda Matthews. Experience her show as Linda brings you the deep healing magic, holistic tools, and resources to encourage balance, harmony, and creative flow in all aspects of your life. Focusing awareness on the big four: motivation, inspiration, love, and enlightenment. So now please welcome Linda Matthews.
Welcome, Mile Thrivers. Today we're going to be focusing on unlocking love. Yes, I said it. I said the four-letter word. But seriously, let's think about this. We want to do this in such a way that we're implementing some logic behind the feelings, right? We're not just looking for emotions, raw emotion, and hoping, wishing that our dreams would be answered, all our problems will be solved. We're not looking for that. We're actually looking for logical ways to approach this that can combine both hemispheres of the brain. They can combine our logical selves with our compassionate, emotional, creative selves. And this is going to create much more harmony and balance in our lives. So what I want to focus on today is unlocking love through using the 5 love languages. What are the 5 love languages, and what does the knowledge of them have to offer you? So glad you asked. If you've never heard of the term 5 love languages before, I'd like to introduce you to this fascinating concept that we all speak and receive our daily quota of love through 5 languages. This was a concept first introduced in a wonderful book called The 5 Love Languages by Chapman. I thought this was a tremendous piece of work. The first time I read it, I was entranced by it. It has secrets to making love last, but not just romantic love, self-love, love through familial bonds, right? Friendships, our inner circle, but it even helps us in all other areas of our life, like work, our career, again, meeting new people, knowing how to read and interpret the signs of these love languages. There's really no end to what you can do and how you can better your life. And that's why I feel, especially in the beginning of a year, it's great to focus on concepts like this that can really make a drastic difference very quickly in your life. Hence, I'm bringing this forward today. All right. So how these 5 love languages can transform our relationships. I was so excited at the concept, going back again to when I first read the book. I was so excited about the concept of having a ready-made manual for success with love and relationships. At first glance, this may seem like an interesting idea, but really only useful for your primary relationship. Untrue. Very untrue. I'm here to lift that veil and say to you, this is not a gimmick. This is not a trick or a catchy idea. Even though the book was written years ago, it's still just as valid today. I work with many of my clients, my coaching clients, with these concepts, and tremendous success is the result. So why not share it with you? So this does not only pertain to your primary relationship. It pertains to any relationship you have in your life. This is a very, very powerful tool, one that can potentially help you slay your dragons at work, get your kids, regardless of any age, to listen to you, create deeper, more meaningful friendships, inspire you to connect better with any human being that you encounter, and help you master being in a primary relationship or life partnership. I'm such a believer. So let's delve into what the actual love languages are, but also what they mean, because sometimes looks can be deceiving and a title could be deceiving, and perhaps you might not fully understand what that means. So I'm going to be here to explain in depth and detail each of the love languages. Once we have covered that, we will explore how they can have such a great impact on your life. I think that's so important. All right, so what are the love languages? Here we go. The first love language is called Words of Affirmation. In Gary Chapman's book, he uses 2 quotes to help encapsulate the meaning of this language. The first quote he gave is, "I can live for 2 months on a good compliment." Mark Twain. The second quote is, "The tongue has the power of life and death," which was Solomon, an ancient Hebrew wisdom literaturist. Words of affirmation include words, compliments, encouraging words, words of empathy, words of forgiveness, humbling words, humbling to yourself or to others, words of appreciation. Those are all considered words of affirmation. They are not coming from any place other than wanting true connection. And when we are using words of affirmation, it is an intimate connection, no matter who it's with, through the spoken word. Just want to be clear on that. I love words of affirmation. They could be something as simple as, "Wow, you did an excellent job," or "I really appreciate you," or "Thank you so much for thinking of me." It could be as simple as that. Many, many more. All right, moving on to the second love language. The second love language is called acts of service. Doing actual things for others, physical acts of kindness, getting done any task that is important, a priority to the person that you're doing it for. It's about investing your time and your effort to accomplish something in order to make their life easier. I love this. Such as, for an example, perhaps cooking, cleaning, minding children, repair work on a home, an automobile, a computer, walking the dog, taking on the task of paying the bills, taking out the garbage, etc. So you get the idea. Those are all acts of service. The third love language is receiving gifts. This language is all about, yes, actual gifts, kind gifts, thoughtful gifts, inexpensive gifts, extravagant gifts, homemade gifts, cards, flowers, foods. It's about, the crux of it is the delight someone feels from being the recipient of attention or love in the form of a gift, knowing they are a priority to you. It's the priority of thought you put in choosing that gift and to give that gift to them. Like I said, even if it's simply a card, it could even be a text message, it could be an email. Any of these things qualifies as a gift, okay? So knowing that they are a priority in thought, as well as valuable enough to warrant your expense. And when I say your expense, I do not just mean your monetary expense, because time is a very valuable commodity. And it also takes time to choose a gift, to perhaps research a gift, to wrap a gift, right? To give a gift. All these things take time. Maybe you want the right setting. So many different ways that can take place. All right, the fourth love language is quality time. This love language consists of the time spent in close proximity, physical proximity, doing things that you mutually consent to doing. It gives someone your undivided attention. It's sitting on the couch together with the TV off. Oh, imagine that. I mean, you could have it on in some cases if that's something you really enjoy doing together. If there's a particular show and you're going to communicate about it while you're watching it, then that could qualify as well. But more often than not, it means with the TV off, it means communicating eye contact. Sometimes physical contact, also holding hands, maybe laying a hand on someone's shoulder while you are maintaining that eye contact. Could be going on a hike in nature or chatting while enjoying the scenery together. Perhaps going out to dinner without looking at your phones. Putting phones aside, putting any devices aside to actually give that other person the attention. Sharing the highlights of your day, sharing the highlights of your week. It's about feeling seen and heard. It's about knowing that you matter and that the person is a witness to your life in a very personal and intimate way. That's what fills up their cup. And if you are that person, I'm explaining this, you understand that very, very well. And the fifth love language is physical touch. And this is obviously all about physical touch. It is a proven scientific fact that touch is essential for human survival. So we all need this, whether or not it's our primary love language. In fact, we all need all five. We just need some more than others so our cup can get full. Usually we have two, a primary and a secondary love language. But it will behoove you, as we go on through this episode and I explain more, it will behoove you to be fluent speaking all of these languages, especially if you want great relationships with everyone in your life. All right, so back to our scientific fact. Human touch is essential for human survival. Babies who are deprived of human touch suffer from something called failure to thrive. They lose weight and they could even die from this. Being deprived of touch can also stunt our mental and emotional growth. But that was really fascinating. This love language is about the most basic physical need, as well as many forms that it can take. And it can take many forms. We'll go through some of them right now. Hugging, kissing, cuddling, shaking hands, high-fiving, couples dancing, holding hands while walking or talking or just spending time together, brushing someone's hair, washing someone's hair, giving a foot rub, consensual, intimate, sexual contact. Even the simplest gestures of touching someone's cheek, putting a hand on their shoulder or their arm, are all ways of fulfilling this love language. That's a lot to think about. It can be something so simple, but a reassuring touch to someone. can change their entire day. Okay? How can you understand what your love language is and what the benefit is? How can they benefit you? In this book, I really did love this book, so I highly recommend it if you'd like to read it yourself. In this book, Gary Chapman had a profile quiz for couples. Now, you can take this profile quiz. You don't have to be part of a couple to take it. You just have to think of a relationship pertaining to a relationship that you have been in your life. It can be any relationship. It will be mostly beneficial, more beneficial probably if it's a primary relationship, but it can also work for other relationships as well. So he has this profile quiz, which has a set of questions for the female and a set of questions for the male. And that is really much less significant than actually understanding what your primary love language is. The reason I say this is because no matter what type of relationship you're in or what type of partner you gravitate towards, when you are able to communicate your wants, your needs, and your desires in a way that can be understood by the other person, the odds of you getting those wants, needs, and desires met go up dramatically. It's definitely something we all want. We strive for this. We all should have a healthy level of selfishness. Yes, I said that right. Selfishness when it comes to love and getting our cup filled. Okay? When I use that word, many people cringe. Selfishness. Oh, that's horrible. That makes you a bad person. It does not make you a bad person. I am here to affirm to you it does not make you a bad person. However, I firmly believe it is our own God-given right to pursue happiness, not to be deprived of it, which includes taking care of one's self. The catch is, this also makes you responsible for yourself. So it's no one else's responsibility to find happiness for you, but you. Taking responsibility is very empowering. So I don't say that to make you upset or make you shy away or make you click off because that's so discouraging to you. It is a very empowering thing. That's why I say it to you. Taking responsibility is nothing but empowering. When you are happy, creative, and thriving, you spread those feelings to everyone around you, as well as their vibrational frequency. That is huge for a planet that has seen a lot of strife and trouble. We want to bring more of those positive vibrations to everyone. So in effect, you are performing a service for yourself and for everyone around you. You get your cup filled. I love it. All right, let's talk a little bit about societal beliefs. We've been sold a bag of goods. I say this in all certainty. We have been deceived and taken for a ride when told that we should live in sacrifice, forever forgoing our own needs to please others. Do not misunderstand me. I am a firm believer in kindness. I am a firm believer in compassion, empathy, generosity. But that's different from depriving yourself to give to everyone else. That's being a people pleaser. Okay? There's a difference. There's a distinct difference. Just not forgetting to love yourself first is the most important thing. You can give kindness. You can give compassion, empathy. You can give your time. You can be generous to others. Don't forget to love yourself first. Again, I'm affirming you. How can you love yourself if you don't understand what makes you feel loved? Thank you. I'm glad you asked. How can you love someone else if you don't understand what makes them feel loved? So important. And I'm just asking you to expand a little bit here, broaden your thought processes just a little bit. Excuse me, I just need to take a sip of this tea. And that was me giving myself a little bit of self-love. This is precisely why I recommend taking the quiz, to see what your primary and secondary love languages are. Because as you do the quiz, you'll tally up the scores and it will lead you in a direction. Absolutely. We all need a sprinkling of all the love languages. So, remember that. We all need a little bit. But typically, there are going to be really two that stand out for each of us. And I say one primary and one secondary. Perhaps they're very, very close and you can't tell. That's okay. It's not an issue, as long as you know what they are. And you will begin to be able to identify all the love languages in everyone around you. So they do stand out above the rest. At this point, you will be able to understand really what makes you feel most loved, and then be able to communicate that to others freely, openly. Perhaps your significant other. This is not to say that once you determine your love languages, you forget about the other languages. Again, sprinkling of all the love languages. And when we become fluent in speaking all the love languages, it's going to take some practice. Not going to lie to you. I'm not going to mislead you in any way. It will take you some practice. You will fall back to old patterns. You will have to be conscious. And here's where a 30-day challenge might come in very handy. Spend 30 days each day trying to figure out someone in your circle, what their primary and perhaps secondary love language are. Put your investigative cap on and start noticing what lights them up, what makes them excited, what makes their speech more engaging. These are all little secrets. If you're trying to figure out, let's just say, I'm going to use for an example, let's just say you're trying to figure out what your husband or wife's primary and secondary love language are, but you don't have a clue. You're starting out, clean slate, you have no idea. Take the time to implement each of the love languages separately and see how they react. See how they react. Try one day doing acts of service for the person. Try one day perhaps giving a gift. Then you're going to try physical touch with the person. You will see, even if the person is not your intimate partner, if it's just a friend, perhaps that friend needs a hug or feels more paid attention to if you touch their arm or their hand while you're having a conversation. Try each day a separate love language and see what gets the most results for you. See what makes the biggest impression upon them. You may find there may be a plethora of different reactions they give you. Someone close to you might literally burst into tears because they can't believe someone's caring enough to listen to them, to hear what they have to say. Okay? Very important, very important. Understanding the love languages better will help you to figure out what the languages are of your partner, your children, your siblings, your parents, your friends, your coworkers, your boss, your teachers, so on and so on. If you put on that investigative cap, you will discover. This will only help you. Now, it may not be important for you to discover it for everyone, and that's okay. If you only want to do it for your close-knit circle, if you only want to do it for your partner, if you only want to do it for your family members, that's totally fine. But I think you're going to become more and more interested as you implement these skills. Why do this? To create more harmonious relationships with anyone. Anyone. All right, so I know what my two love languages are. It's very interesting because I didn't always know them. And now that I do know them, I know what to ask for from people that I love. Okay. My two love languages are quality time and physical touch. So when I am asking my partner to help me feel valued, loved, I explain quality time and physical touch. Now, I did bring this up to my current partner. Early on, when we were dating, I brought this up and I explained to him the 5 different love languages, explained to him about the book. I asked him if he wanted to read the book. I even lent him the book. I don't know if he actually read it, but he's a quick study and he pays attention when you speak to him. So he understood very quickly and actually started implementing these things within his own close circle, including myself, but his children, right? His friends. And he could see the difference in the reactions. It also helped him to understand their behaviors better, especially his children. It helped them to understand the behaviors of his children better, which is a wonderful and amazing thing. Now, interestingly, his 2 primary love languages are acts of service and words of affirmation. So completely different love languages from myself. But like I said, I put my investigative cap on. I learned how to speak all of them fluently. And I spoke all of them to him until I figured out which ones had the most impact and made him feel the best. Because I don't think he fully understood what his 2 primary love languages were. And so every now and then we talk about it and we have an interesting conversation about it, but we know so well now what the other needs that it's very easy to feed our relationship and keep our cups full. And that leads to a much more harmonious and enjoyable relationship. And that's pretty cool. That's really pretty cool. So some people you will probably have to guess. Not everybody will be as easy as that, nor will everybody be as interested in the topic as you. But whether they are or they aren't, it's going to elicit a good response from them. And if they ask you what you need, you'll be able to tell them, which is very helpful as well. So even if you have to guess, you can experiment with each to see what gets the best reaction. As we just said, once you become better at figuring out people's love languages, it really is a lot of fun. So I really encourage this. When I wear my hairstylist hat, because I still have a few hairstylists from my first career, I can tell immediately who is definitely a physical touch person. And I could always tell that immediately when someone sat in my chair. I could tell if they were a physical touch person because they enjoyed it so much. They enjoyed getting their hair washed. They enjoyed having me put a hand on their shoulder while we were having conversation. They enjoyed me physically cutting their hair, running my fingers through their hair, styling their hair. They elicited the most response. Physical touch people always elicited the most response when I did that. So I could also tell who was definitely not a physical touch person. By the way, my mom, my own mother, was not a physical touch person. She did not like to be touched. It did not feel comfortable to her. She did it with me, but it wasn't her go-to and it did not make her feel loved. So I actually had a client one time, I'll never forget this, one time in my chair. It was a sister of a really good client, younger sister. And I did her hair for a while, but when she very first came to me, the first time she sat in my chair, put the cape on her, and I was asking, how would you like this to go? How would you like your hair to look? How would you like to look? What would make you feel the best with this hairstyle today? And I put my hand on her shoulder, and she literally flinched away from me, almost as if in fear. She was completely uncomfortable with being touched that way. And I said, okay, to myself, okay, we're going to now have this conversation without touching this person, because I didn't want them to feel threatened. I wanted them to feel heard. So instead, I shifted from standing behind and looking at the mirror, at the person. I shifted, walked around to stand in front of them and made eye contact with them. And then asked again, how would you like your hair to look today? What would you like me to do? How would you like your hair cut, colored, whatever it is that you're interested in having? And I let them find their comfortable place to tell me. So I could tell right away they were not a physical touch person. All right. What do you do when you think you know, but you're not sure? So glad you asked. You treat them accordingly. When you want them to feel loved, you have to speak their language. If you're not sure, you can ask them. You can ask them a series of questions. What makes you feel special? What makes you feel loved? What makes you feel appreciated? You don't have to just say loved. You can say all these other words too. What makes you feel comfortable? How can I make you the most comfortable? How can I support you in this moment? It makes a big difference. You'll see many, many changes once you identify and begin to tailor your interaction with love. The interesting part of this, the most interesting part of this, is that when you trigger that feeling, you're going to see many changes once you identify what their love languages are and begin to really tailor your interaction with love. When someone feels loved, they automatically get triggered with a desire to reciprocate. I want to repeat that for you. When someone feels loved, it automatically triggers a natural desire to reciprocate. This is a win-win for everyone. So when they feel loved, they want to show you appreciation, love in return. That's an amazing gift. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's your primary relationship, your friend, your parent, your child, your boss. Doesn't matter who it is. That being said, you can't force someone to speak your love language. And you certainly can't force them to bother to learn any of the love languages if they're not interested. So please don't try to push it that extreme, okay? You can suggest, you can make it into a fun game. There's a lot of ways you can interact, but you can't force someone. And if they don't want to, there's nothing we can do about that. They'll still make shifts, right? Just because you've shifted, they will shift, but it may be a lot more gradual than you would like to see. Just putting that out there. We have a responsibility and control over ourselves, our words, our thoughts, our actions, no one else's. Just want to make that very, very clear. You can discuss, like I said, you can discuss, you can suggest, you can even ask politely, but you cannot force anyone. My best suggestion is to refer back to the topic from time to time. Just bring it up lightly. Focus on yourself. Focus on referring to yourself. Let the other person hear your needs. They need to hear, perhaps with time, they will feel better. They will be more likely to try and engage in it later on. Maybe they'll get more interested and learn more as they go. Maybe when they see such a difference in you, it's automatically going to trigger a difference in them. So that's a really lovely way. All right, so points of interest. What can the love languages do? Improve communication, address emotional distance in a relationship. That's very, very important. Helps to foster understanding between two people, helps to build appreciation, just even by making the effort. I have to tell you, when it came to my partner, he was very impressed that I even wanted to make an effort to improve communication between us. I had a little trouble divulging things that felt very intimate to me, my thoughts and feelings that were intimate to me. I had a lot of trouble divulging that. And he is a great communicator. And in order for me to feel more comfortable to communicate those things to him, I needed to feel more loved. And so he was smart enough and intuitive enough to help me in that regard, to feel more comfortable so that I could communicate better with him. Interesting. The least common of all the gifts is receiving gifts. I don't know if you would have guessed that. I did not guess that. But it is actually, of the 5 love languages, the least common. By a small margin, but is still the least common. Because we focus so much on gift giving, especially around the holidays, birthdays, big events, right? Any kind of personal engagements, weddings, all these types of things. We really focus on gift giving. And so you may not necessarily realize that that is the least popular of all the love languages. I love sharing this with you, that these concepts are so valuable in communication, but also in interpersonal skills. That's why I brought this forward. So we've come to the end of our time together today, and I just want to appreciate you for the person and the soul that you are, for taking your time, investing it in yourself, and to be here today. I love that you invest your time with me. If you've enjoyed this episode on unlocking love, the 5 love languages that can transform your relationships, please subscribe, like, comment, and share it. I read every single comment on anything that I post on YouTube, especially on my podcasts. So please share away. I will respond. I do value your thoughts. I do value your feelings, and I do value any information that you would like to pass to me. All right. Join us next week for another interesting episode. Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. is when you will see my episodes premiere on YouTube. And I thank you again. I honor you. This has been Mile First, the podcast. And until next time, namaste.
You have been watching Mile First, the podcast with Linda Matthews. Tune in each week as Linda will remove the blinders that keep you stuck and unable to reach that feeling of joy in all areas of your life experience. The road to stress-free living is one step at a time. Download the Mile First app free today.